How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the Poise Showcase series, and today I'm taking another look at the FUME Ultra Greatsword. Now, I've already made two videos with this particular beast of a weapon, but that's the thing, hey, I mean, you create builds, and then you realize that they're not very optimized, you get better at the game, you create a more optimized version, and then you create a more optimized version after that, and I truly believe that this is my ultimate build here using the FUME Ultra Greatsword, so it definitely does deserve a second look, or a third look in this case, especially given that it's got those altered Poise Health and Poise Breakpoint modifiers, so it's basically a great hammer. So let's go straight into the build here today, guys. We're at soul level 125 as per usual, and using the Prisoner's Chain, so we have 40 Vigor, 14 Attunement, 30 Endurance, 52 Vitality, 50 Strength, and 15 Faith. Now, two-handed with these current stats, the FUME Ultra Greatsword gets 604 AR. Now, unfortunately, it cannot be infused, but it can be buffed. So, for example, if we use something like a Gold Pine bundle here, that AR goes up to 724. So it's going to be hitting pretty hard here, guys. And you're going to see usually 2/3 of your opponent's life bar disappear when you bait out 1-2 hit combo at the trade. Now, over to the equipment page here, guys. FUME Ultra Greatsword +5 gets that S scaling in strength, and you do need that 50 strength requirement here to wield it successfully, both one-handed and two-handed. Now, I've got a Blessed Cestus there in my left hand +10. I've got a light crossbow +10 as well for utility with exploding bolts and splintering bolts, and I also have a deep longsword +10 there in the second right hand slot. So basically the longsword here is to help me finish people off, as it's very hard to finish someone off with an ultra, especially if they're playing very reactively or trying to bait out the timer in the arena. Now, I've chosen deep here instead of dark, obviously, because we don't have that many points in intelligence and faith at all, so the deep infusion works better here with no scaling for the longsword, so that's why we're using it. And on top of that, I've also included a canvas talisman +10 to open up a match here with Tears of Denial. Now, I normally don't really use Tears that often, but when it comes to these really big heavy builds, so these ones using ultra weapons and great hammers, having Tears of Denial there is quite useful, especially in an environment when you're able to get a free buff. So for example, in the arena, I mean, obviously some people are going to rush you down, but you do have a bit of an opportunity there to cast it, and you do have that extra hit there for trades. So essentially, towards the end of a match, if you only need one more trade against your opponent and you yourself only have a little bit of your health left, Tears of Denial is really going to help you win that match to get that last trade out. Now, in terms of armor here, guys, we are optimized with pretty good defenses in my opinion, and also our poise level is at the max for this particular weapon, the FUME Ultra Greatsword, so we'll get onto that. But basically, I've got the Black Iron Helm, the Winged Knight Armor, Cathedral Knight Gauntlets, and the Havel Leggings, so not too shabby absorption values here, and a decent dark absorption resistance as well. Now, in terms of poise, we're at 45.85 armor poise, which is the ceiling breakpoint using the FUME. Keeping in mind that it's basically a great hammer, so it's got the great hammer poise values. So once you're at 45.85, you can infinitely hyper armor trade against every two-handed R1 in the game, including from other great hammers. Now, obviously, you still need to be careful of great hammers when they're using their R2s, and also great hammers like the Lidos that do a shit ton of poise damage as well. You really have to be careful there, but for all intents and purposes, you can trade with those great hammer two-handed R1s with the FUME Ultra Greatsword infinitely at this poise level. Now, in terms of rings, it's the standard setup as per usual, so we have the Chloranthy +3, Prisoner's Chain, the Havel's Ring +3, and the Ring of Favor +3 there to round out the build. Now, yeah, that's it, guys. Let's go take this bad boy into the arena. Alrighty, guys, here we go. What do we have over there? Looks like we have a mage of some sort. Should have used splintering bolts there instead, my bad. So he's got that staff there, but don't really see him using much, hey. There we go. Next up in the arena here today, guys. Whoop, got us just before our active frames there. So we have to be really careful when we open for that trade here, guys. And obviously, as you can see, this gentleman is also careful about approaching us, as he does not want to get hit by this bad boy. Unless he wants to see, you know, like 2/3 of his life bar disappear. Now, one thing I will say about this weapon here, guys, is it's got pretty good absorption values, given that it's, you know, an actual weapon. So you can use it to sort of block as well. Obviously, don't go blocking, you know, consistently or anything, but it does help lead into hyper armor trades or into your weapon art as well. And it has exceptional reach. That's one thing I love about the FUME, is its absolutely godly reach. Whoop! Almost got backstabbed there. Alrighty guys, straight on to the next match. Alrighty, so we have a curved sword user over there. So this one is going to be one of those very difficult fights. Like I've mentioned, when you fight these superior setups, guys, you're going to be at a disadvantage almost every time. No doubt about it. Unless you can get good at baiting out those trades. Watch out for those roll catches. Whoop! That's what we're going to be careful of. Shouldn't have gone for the 2 R1s there, guys. Get him with that rolling R1. Capitalizing on the amazing reach of the FUME. Alrighty guys, next match. Ooh, so it looks like we have a washing pole over there. Not going to be an easy fight, that's for sure. So anytime you get reactive fast weapons like this with the ability to hit and run against you very easily, you're going to struggle quite a lot, and this would probably be a demonstration of that here. Obviously your bigger weapons are always going to struggle against the faster reactive weapons, but especially something which like the washing pole, because of its range. Gonna have to try and anticipate those running attacks. Going for 3 in a row. Notice how he's playing very reactively here. Ooh, good game. Piling on those pokes there. Still not going to be easy. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. Looks like we have the Onion Knight himself over there. Gotta watch out for our stamina here. really want to get that stomp in, guys. Whoops. Ouch. The Zweihander versus the Fume. Who is going to win this epic clash of the Titans? Oh, we just ran out of stamina there. Couldn't get off our 2-hit combo, what a shame. Alrighty guys, straight on to the next match here today. Alrighty, so we got Crippy here from the ladder. Whoop. Using the Gale's Greatsword. Gotta be careful of that one. Don't want to get caught outside of our active frames, obviously. Whoop. Good counter here by Crispy, going in with the Gotthard Twin Swords. Almost got roll caught there. Whoop. Gotta watch our stamina here. Bait those trades. Next up in the arena. Whoop, thought we were going to get rushed down there. And there's the big hit, 856 damage. Ooh, we just dodged that. Whoops. Alrighty guys, let's go for one last match here today. And it looks like we're coming up against a Demon Scar Pyromancer, so we're going to have to be very careful. Jesus Christ. Okay. Good old latency. Now we took a bit of damage from that lava pool there, but as you can see it only took one hit there to sort of equalize our HP. Going in for those chaos bed vestiges. Whoops. Got my spacing mixed up there. Getting clipped by that chaos bed vestiges as well. Not good. Trying to get us with that weapon art there. Alright, switch back to the Demon Scar. Oh, should have free aimed that. And that brings us to the end of this particular video, taking another look at the FUME Ultra Fun Sword. Now, a couple of things with this weapon, guys. As you all know, it has the same weaknesses as any other Ultra Greatsword, namely that it's very slow and telegraphed, and reactive players will be able to run rings around you and get those hit and run tactics on you, so you have to be very careful not to get hit outside of active frames and practice on working on your baits. And on top of that, it is very stamina intensive as well, so you really have to be careful not to get into that negative stamina zone. You're always going to struggle against those superior setups, and especially you're going to struggle against the Black Knight Shield setup, mainly because the FUME Ultra Greatsword can't be infused with that Dark Gem, so you've got nothing to chip through it, unfortunately. I mean, you can use probably something like Human Pine Resin to help you chip through that shield, but your opponent can just play reactively and wait that buff out, so you're always going to struggle there as well. And on top of that, it's not exactly light either. It's 25.5 units. Now, we do have the Ring of Favor +3 and also the Havel's Ring +3 to assist us here, along with a lot of vitality, but you really need to you know, make a lot of room for it here in your setup in order to wield it without fat rolling. But other than that, it is an awesome Ultra Greatsword still, in my opinion, and my favourite Ultra Greatsword in the game, mainly because it does have those Great Hammer Poise Health and Poise Breakpoint modifiers, so you can really have a lot of fun trading with practically anything in the game with this weapon, which is awesome. I also love the reach of this weapon. It's got amazing reach, especially with that rolling R1 and also the R2 poke, so there is that. And it hits like a truck, so when you do get those baits in and you do get those hyper armor trades, you're going to be dealing solid damage. So all in all, it's my personal favourite Ultra Greatsword in the game, even with the weaknesses that it has, and it's a lot of fun to use here, guys. So yeah, take it out there and go smash some people with the FUME Ultra Greatsword. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button. If you're enjoying my content, please subscribe, and as always, guys, thank you for watching.